They have a 2000 Ford Ranger with a problem of a very squeaky suspension in the rear of the truck, and this video is designed to address that problem and to provide for you a solution. Before we get started, I want to mention to you that I'm a Christian and a pastor, and that there's a lot more important things in life than just trucks and suspension. So if you get an opportunity, cruise over to my other videos on my channel and check out how to become a Christian. Okay, so let me give you a little more specifics about the problem this truck was experiencing. So the squeak was very pronounced and was in the rear of the suspension. So if you were to jump up and down in the bed of the truck or just move it up and down with your hand, it was really annoying and very persistent. I noticed that if I applied lubricant, say WD-40 or the like, to, see if I can get a shot here, to this area, then the squeak would go away momentarily. So it might last 30 minutes, but as soon as that lubricant dried, immediately it came back again. So I persisted in trying to solve the problem and eventually took the bolt out of the front of the suspension there, and I want to show you what I found. So inside of that leaf spring eyelet, there are a couple of things. There's a couple of bushings that look like this, with a metal, sleeve that goes to the middle, and then the bolt goes through that, and your suspension rides on these. And so what I found was that here's the condition of the metal bolt, and as you can see, it is really in tough shape. But more importantly, this was the condition of that grommet. So over the years, what had happened from just wear and probably mud, I guess, is that it just worn through. So in essence, what was happening was the metal sleeve was rubbing directly against the inside of the leaf spring, and that was the cause of the noise. Now, it doesn't matter how much lubricant I applied. As soon as it dried, that would start again. So I purchased this kit. I found this one on Amazon.com. It was $40 for the kit, and installed it on the truck. Pretty simple procedure. I'll give you a couple of tips along the way. But nonetheless, it came with all of the grommets and bushings for the leaf spring for the model truck that I have. And it also came with a couple of tubs of this special grease. These are polyurethane. The original manufacturer was rubber. And so these require a little bit of lubricant to prevent any squeaking of the material. And so pretty simple to apply. Now, how I went about this was pretty straightforward. I jacked the truck up in the back, right on the rear axle, and I jacked it up as high as I could until I could secure the truck on the main frame right here with jack stands. So once that was done, that allowed me to then lower the rear axle and relieve the leaf spring of all of its tension. Once that was done, I simply loosened this bolt. It can be very tight, especially if it's been on there for a while, and removed it. And then the leaf spring can be kind of pried. It drops out some, but it can be pried out from the top there, slip down, and then on this model truck, those grommets slip out fairly easily, and so does the sleeve in the middle. Now, one of the tough parts was, how do you get it all back together again? Well, once I got the new ones all lubricated up and installed in the leaf spring, I then jacked up the rear axle here again, even though it was still on jack stands, but that lifted the suspension and it started to push the leaf spring back into place. And then with some pry bars, screwdrivers, and a C-clamp, I was able to drive the leaf spring into a position where I could slide the bolt back in. Altogether, it was not too bad, a little nasty at times and a little frustrating at times. It took me probably about 45 minutes to do the first one and probably 15 minutes to do the second one once I got the method down. So nonetheless, the truck is nice and quiet now on the suspension. Really pleased with how it turned out. Whole repair was about $40 and certainly well worth it. Hope this helps you in your truck. I'm sure it applies to many models beyond the Ford Ranger. So give that a check and see if that's your problem. Again, I'm a Christian and a pastor. If you get a chance, cruise over to my other videos. A lot more important things in life than trucks and leaf springs. Take care and God bless.